Hi all and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to be going over the second part of the Star Wars Legion upgrade cards. This video will be on the rest of the generic upgrade cards, focusing on command, gear, and ordnance. For the sake of longevity, just like the first one, point costs will not be mentioned, just situations where you would want to take them. Command cards are used with commander and operative units. Gear cards are used with most trooper units, and ordnance cards are for most vehicles. Starting with our command cards. Strict Orders lets you auto-remove a suppression token instead of rolling for it. A very good card, although a little situational, as you only remove one and rolling for it can get you to remove multiple. Kind of a different version of Inspire, really. Vigilance lets you keep tokens between phases, super useful for Shadow Collective or other token-generating armies like the Galactic Republic. Underworld Connections lets you take an additional mercenary unit, which is a necessary upgrade for double bounty hunter lists, which have gotten pretty popular recently. Next up is Improvised Orders, which lets you draw 2 order tokens from your order pool and choose which one you want to use. It can be super useful when played at the right time, and it's also an exhaustible card. You won't want to use this to play mind games with the enemy, as if you can get 2 tokens and make it so you can select the type of unit you want to activate, it can be very good. Inspiring Presence lets you let units at range 1 to 4 use your courage value. This is an amazing way to stop a gunline army from shutting down all your trooper units by giving them much higher courage than they normally would. Lead by Example gives you Inspire 2, which is amazing. Auto-removing 2 suppression tokens from other friendly units at range 1 to 2 is great, and it's useful in almost every single situation. Commanding Presence lets you issue orders at range 4. This is a very situational card, but can be useful given the right circumstances. It is a bit more useful than the upgrade cards that allow a unit to receive orders at infinite range or things like that, but depends highly on your army composition if this is even going to see any use. Aggressive Tactics lets you spread surge tokens out to 4 friendly units who receive a face-up order token. This is a very good way to get some surge tokens spread out among your army, especially if they don't really have an easy way to generate those surge tokens. Esteemed Leader lets you give units around you Guardian 1. This can be useful, but it's a little situational in use like most of these upgrade cards. It can increase the survivability of a weaker ops or commander unit without any issues. Now onto the gear cards. Targeting Scopes gives Precise 1, which lets you reroll 3 dice with a name token. This can be fantastic for a lot of trooper units. Recon Intel gives your unit Scout 1, which depending on the mission deck, using it is really good, as that speed 1 move can be super useful in something like the Hostage game map or something like that. Prepared Supplies gives you a free dodge token for the entire game, which is a good way to keep something in your back pocket that can save that unit in a bad situation. Portable Scanner gives you Take Cover 1, which gives a dodge token to a friendly unit at range 1. Token generation is always amazing, so this is pretty useful to take. Expert Climber is now less useful with the changes to climbing rules, so there are usually better slots to take it with, or honestly, you can kind of just ignore it for right now until they change the rules again or change the way the card works a bit. Environmental Gear lets you gain Unhindered, which depending on the board setup, can either be super useful or completely worthless. Ascension Cables give you Scale and are an exhaustible card. Scale is more useful than Expert Climber, so you do have more uses for this card. The only issue is it does only give it for 1 turn, but it still is useful. Emergency Stims is an exhaustible card and a very good one as well. It lets you keep up to 2 wounds of troopers alive for just 1 more activation, which can help a ton in a variety of different situations. Electro Binoculars give Spotter 1, which gives a lot of aim token generation for armies that need it. And as I always say, token generation is always good. And now for the final batch, the Ordnance cards. Armor-piercing shells are an interesting way to get extra impact to your tanks, and with Psycho giving you a free ready, it is more useful than it would have been otherwise. At the same time, your tanks probably already have a pretty good impact weapon as well. High energy shells also have Psycho. However, they are a critical 1 high velocity attack, which gives your attack pool the ability to ignore dodge tokens, super useful for a lot of situations. Bunker Buster shells are a blast attack that is made for killing infantry and messing with your enemy's positioning. It also has Psycho, and out of all of them, it's probably the one I would recommend the most next to high energy shells. Armor-piercing shells kind of just feel redundant compared to the other 2. And now for our final roundup. Next time we will be doing a discussion on the current meta. With the points update on errata, we have a lot to talk about now. Hopefully you discovered something new from this part that you can apply to your army building. After the next meta discussion, we will be having a list building discussion, putting your tenets of list building in the comments below, and they may be added to the video. Now, I hope all of you had a fantastic week, and I hope you all have an amazing weekend. Making YouTube videos for the last, I think it's almost 2 months now, has been amazing, and I've enjoyed it a lot. Especially the warm, welcoming community that seems to have grown in my comment sections. I'm hopefully going to have a Discord set up soon. I want to try and get a streaming setup done before I do that so I can interact with you guys in more interesting ways, but we'll see. I'll get around to everything eventually, and hopefully I'll see all of you again soon. Have a wonderful weekend and a wonderful day.